Hello, Dr. Vicki Peterson here. I wanted to speak with you today about chia seeds. Chia has a great reputation for a lot of benefits to health, and interestingly enough, not all of these are exactly accurate. So, chia seeds have been around for a very long time. I'm certainly not saying they're bad for you, but I think a lot of people make an effort to put them in smoothies and make chia pudding and things like that because they've been told that there are great anti-inflammatory benefits to the seed. And certainly that's a lot of the research I had read as well. So when we speak of anti-inflammatory, this is important because the things that we are dying from as far as degenerative diseases, are leading causes of death. What are they? Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and then involving autoimmune disease. So anything that's anti-inflammatory is really moving us away from these degenerative diseases, and it's something that's very much something that should be at the top of your list when looking at what's on the end of your fork. So chia has sort of been in that very good category for a long time. However, well, let's look at the truth about chia. So it is high in fiber, which is great. When you grind it, and this is something I've definitely noted is not the case in a lot of recipes, chia, much like flax, it has a very hard seed coat on it. So if you don't grind it, you're really not getting any benefits other than fiber. So it has to be ground. So same thing with flax, which is they're tiny little seeds, so you have to have a good coffee grinder in order to pull that off. So when you grind them, they actually do have omega-3 fatty acids, which have a lot of benefits. However, interestingly, even though the omega-3 levels of people's blood went up when they ate an abundance of chia seeds, it wasn't reflected in changes in health. In other words, the inflammatory markers of the blood did not change. They did not improve when people were eating a lot of chia. So whenever you're having a lot of conflict and finding studies that say one thing and some studies that say the exact opposite. Unfortunately, today we have to look at funding and did somebody have a vested interest in showing a positive about something. In a blog I recently wrote on the website, which is rootcausemedicalclinic.com, you can see all the data about this and all the studies. But sure enough, the study that showed all the wonderful benefits of chia was funded by a chia company, and it ended up that the way they made chia look good was to actually have a control group that they were feeding wheat bran. So chia only looked good when it was compared to a wheat bran control group, where actually the wheat bran worsened inflammatory indicators. So it was a comparison, if you get what I mean. So interesting, because as you know, wheat can be very inflammatory, especially with people who react to gluten. So that was what was quote unquote wrong with this study. They've done a number of different studies since that were not, there was no vested interest in the results, and found that unfortunately chia is not what it's been cracked up to be as far as all these anti-inflammatory benefits. It does seem to lower blood pressure, which is good. It is high in fiber, which is good. But when you're talking about, let's compare it to flax for a moment. So flax is very high in what's called lignans. It's the plant that's highest in lignans, which is anti-cancer. It's also heart protective. It really does decrease those inflammatory markers in your blood. So what else can I tell you about flax? Oh, flax is the best for lowering blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure and you want to throw some ground seed in your smoothie, definitely a tablespoon of flax over chia. So once again, I'm not saying it's bad for you, but if you're making the effort to grind it up and put it in something, much better choosing flax instead, because unfortunately the data around chia was a bit skewed by some vested interest. That particular company has changed their website a little bit and taken some of the false data off of it, but they are still citing this one study, which is a little bit misleading. Anyway, if you want more data about it, I definitely recommend you go to the site. I just posted the blog and it has all these references on it. So in the interim, what I want you to do is go toward the flax as far as the anti-inflammatory benefits of a great seed. Make sure you grind it freshly, and if your health is not the way you want it to be, I want you to reach out to me, because that's why I'm here. Here at Root Cause Medical Clinic, we help the world's busiest people regain, retain, and reclaim their health, energy, and resilience. And I want to help you. So give me a call. The number here at the clinic is 408-733-0400. And the website's rootcausemedicalclinic.com. And let me know any other topics you'd be interested in, and reach out and I'll be happy to improve your health. And we're a destination clinic, so if you're not local to us in Sunnyvale, California, that's okay too. I'll see you soon.